Guys, we are in the OBS 7.3. We just got some new tires put on this thing, guys, and it looks freaking wicked. Got a little bit of a predicament with the whole wheel and tire situation. Well, I guess just the tire situation, because this is technically not the set of tires that I bought for the truck originally, but due to some slight miscommunication and error on my own end for not doing my own due diligence, I actually had to buy this set of tires local and get them installed instead of going with this set that I originally had planned for this truck. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm almost glad that my plan didn't work out originally, because I was gonna put a more mild all-terrain tire on this truck and not an MT. And the tire that I ended up going with on this thing that I could get local, which is still a good rated tire, yeah, it looks so sick. We're gonna get this thing to the house. We do have to trim the front bumper, however, because this thing is not gonna turn with the front bumper on. It clears everything except for the bumper. So the bumper's actually in the bed of the truck. They did me a solid. The shop, I'm probably gonna use them a little more. I've used them a couple times so far. I haven't, like, you know, made them a regular specifically, just because, you know, I usually go with whoever can get me in soonest and get stuff done the right way fastest. And sometimes they're booked up, but every time I have taken something there, they're very good at problem solving without being like, oh no, we're not touching that, take the truck, take it out of here, we're not, you know, liability, we're not touching anything, which I get it. You know, companies not willing to deal with that kind of stuff because of risk and employees' incompetence causing the company hundreds of thousands of dollars if there were lawsuits or something along those lines. Well, we are back at the house. I did make some slight modifications to the bumper of the truck. Don't be too mad. It was necessary for the cause. Check this thing out. Oh my gosh. This thing looks absolutely insane. And we're not done yet. At the freaking meats on this. Oh my gosh. This thing is so sick. Gotta get that royal rear end shot right there. Ooh, ooh, man, that'll leave you speechless every time. So I'm gonna go over this size and setup on this thing right now. You guys are probably wondering, does it rub? Well, it did. And the bumpers on these trucks, and of course this is not a factory four-wheel drive truck, but the bumpers on these trucks, from what I could always read, are just notorious for sitting a little bit closer to the tire than the fender itself, which is not a bad thing, because it's easier to modify a bumper than it is to relocate your fender. So like I previously just mentioned when I hopped out of the truck, I did have to modify that front bumper just a little bit, and I'll show you what I did, and it was very simple, very harmless, and it doesn't look bad. So I tried to follow the flow of the body line very smooth. I took a 1-inch wide piece of tape and just ran it straight down there on the seam of the bumper where it curled in. If you guys know what I'm talking about, like on the edges here, obviously they're not flat, they're curled in. And the only thing that was rubbing was like the bottom half of the bumper, and the corner piece down there is where it was like catching. So now you can fully lock, and it gives you about a 1/2 inch of clearance all the way side to side on both sides of the truck. And then of course there's a little bit of dirt and tape residue from when the tape got hot and melted. I got to get that off. But very, very clean cut, very simple. And I wanted it to be to where, like, from the side shot of the truck or from the front, you would never know the bumper was trimmed. You only know if you know that these factory bumpers obviously have like a lip that curls around the back. But that's all I had to trim off, was that little piece. I can show you the pieces back here. Then we're going to go over the tire size and the model. So this is all I trimmed off on both sides. Same thing on each side. And if you look, okay, so this is the driver's side. Like I said, this was just a lip that laid flat against the back of the bumper there. Show you what I'm talking about. So this piece here just laid flat like that, right? And it was mostly the bottom half and that corner piece. That's what was hitting. And so we just took the whole seam off because it was still hitting like partially up on the bumper from where just the corner is. Because even when I was done, you can see if you look here, it still does, like, it's obviously the wheel's straight right now, but if you were to turn the wheel, the tire would come in contact like right here too on the inside. When you go to turn outward, like turn the wheel to your left, it would catch that inner lip when you're turning outward too. So of course we just took the whole lip off the bumper there, just that edge and just a little triangular corner piece down low on the back side, just that inner piece that stuck out like that, and it gave us all the clearance we need. So the original tire setup I was going to go with on this truck was actually an all-terrain. And my thought process behind that was I do a lot of mud terrains, which, you know, there's good reason for that. A lot of guys like them. A lot of you guys like these. But I thought, man, maybe I should do an all-terrain style. So I went and ordered 6 brand new Venom Power Terra Hunter XTs that were 33 by 1250 R17. Here's the problem with a 33 by 1250 R17. These are 16s. And that was my own fault for not doing my due diligence. But I remember when I bought the truck, he had told me, oh yeah, these are 17s, they're brand new. I was like, oh, cool. And then in the listing, I went back to check because I was inside, it was late, I was just trying to order some stuff for the truck. And I'm like, he said they're 17s. Let me see if he said it in the listing too, just to make sure I remember what he said correctly. So I went back and read the listing, it said 17. I'm like, okay, cool, it says 17s. So I order these things. And the tire, I got the notification. It says your 33 1250 R17s have shipped. And I'm like, why do I feel like I need to go check this truck? I don't know why I'm thinking these are not 17s. So I come out here first thing, right after I get the notification that they shipped, which of course obviously at that point is too late. And I look at the wheel, and Alcoa actually has it stamped and engraved into the wheel. 16 by 6 something or 16 by 8 something. And I'm like, these are freaking 16s. So those tires have arrived, and I can't use them. And I'm hoping you're going to take them back. I think they will, since, you know, the labels are still on them. They literally just got set down in the bed of the truck, and they're not in the weather or anything. They're not put on anything. So if I feel like as long as I keep them in perfect untouched condition, then they should take it back. Hopefully. If not, I'll have a brand new set of 6 tires, which, believe it or not, could be kind of hard to sell because not a lot of people need to buy 6 tires when they go to buy tires. Otherwise, they would be a pretty good deal just to unload them. So that being said, I already had these tires scheduled to be put on or all the stuff, and then to get rescheduled, it was going to be like so many days out that I didn't have a lot of options. So I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. Being that it's time sensitive and I don't want to have to wait an extra week, how about this? I just buy a brand new set of tires. I call them, I see what their best tire is that they have on hand, that they have to offer at this particular tire shop. And this is what we got. And what we ended up here is a Yokohama Geolander MT. And I will be honest, I really like the tire. They ride good. They don't make a lot of noise, or at least the truck's so loud you don't hear a lot of noise. But they look really good, and I love the aggressive sidewall. That's one thing that I like about a tire is if it has an aggressive sidewall. Obviously, this is an MT tread as well, so it's got aggressive everything. But when I was looking at reviews, trying to find out, okay, they got, you know, a 50,000 mile warranty, I think I said, or a 55,000 mile warranty on them. So they got to be somewhat reputable, right? And then I looking at the price point, they were way more than the, you know, Terra Hunter XTs that I was going to order. They were actually close, very close to the same price as like a Nitto or a Toyo, like $20 or $30 a tire less. And I would have gone with a Nitto or a Toyo, except for the tire shop that I had my appointment with already scheduled. They did not sell those brands. They only sold a few, and the few that they did sell, this was one of them that offered an MT tire. And I liked the tire. I saw the ratings, the reviews and everything. Okay, this will work, let's do it. So I bought a set of tires off them, and luckily they even had the size still that I was wanting to go with for this truck, which is essentially close to a 33 1250. But for those of you that want a very specific size, there's the 305/70 R16, and the technical measurement is 33.8 tall and 12 inches exactly wide. So if you're wanting the closest that at least that I could find to a 33 1250 for a 16 inch, a lot of times when you get to those smaller wheel sizes, they don't offer those generic, you know, 33 or 35 or 37, 38, you know, you get the idea, like the very basic measurements. Like if you want to go with these measurements, that's going to be your closest that I could come up with that was available for a 33 by 12 and a half. That was the closest. And it's a good thing that I didn't actually get a true 12 and a half, because if you would have added another total 1 inch, give or take, of tire width, these would probably be rubbing. And right now they've got about an inch, inch and a half space between them, which is good, because with proper air pressure, you could still use this truck for truck stuff and not run into issues. Let me give you guys a nice slow walk around here. I mean, just look at the freaking size of this boat, dude. This thing is huge. I don't think you guys understand how big this truck is. I mean, I'm used to driving like the regular cabs, extended cabs, or like a 3rd gen, which is like the quad cab short bed, which is basically an extended cab pickup with a short bed. This thing is massive. I'm talking a true crew cab, long bed, and the fact that it's a freaking dually, I think just makes it so much better. Because these trucks, I'll be honest, these trucks as a crew cab long bed without being a dually, they look a little bit funny, versus these look massive, but they look like sensibly big. Like they look like they're meant to be big, because they just look like a bigger, beefier truck. Like it's acceptable for it to be that size, and this thing is freaking ridiculous. But that being said, guys, that's going to put a wrap on revealing the tires. There's no sense in making the video any longer. This is just the update for today, this step in the progress. If you guys want to keep up with me on my personal Instagram page, Ty is off at school, but he is still currently managing my Loud and Proud Diesel Trucks, the business page, and he manages probably 90% of the content you see on there. But if you guys want to keep up with me and see more sneak peeks and posts along the way with this thing, and hopefully any of the other trucks that we have coming into the picture, I'm going to try to keep up to date with my personal Instagram a little bit more live, like real time. I've been kind of bad at that recently. We've been just like doing stuff to the trucks and then like not showing anybody anything until they're done. So I'm trying to get out of that habit a little bit. Sometimes that's a good thing, because it builds up anticipation for people to see like, bam, whole thing's done. Wow, they don't want to wait for multiple videos. And I get that, but you know, what the heck, let's do it piece by piece. Anyways, guys, don't forget, if you want to enter to win that first gen that's sitting in the garage here, the giveaway for this bad boy is ending in less than 2 weeks. In fact, you have just over 1 week left, about 9 or 10 days until this giveaway is freaking done and over. And I gotta tell you guys, this is one of the sickest trucks we've ever done. We've never had one of these on the channel. We've never been able to find one that was in good enough, you know, worthy enough condition to restore to this extent. And this thing is freaking sweet. The gunmetal gray metallic paint, new front and rear bumpers, new tint, new tires. I mean, listen, guys, this truck is calling your name. Hit the link, lnpgear.com, in the description below. Order anything on the site, and you're automatically entered to win this truck plus $5,000 in cash. You can't win if you don't enter, and entering is very simple. Or if you want to get our VIP program, or you want to just buy a bag of beef jerky, maybe like, I don't need clothes, dude, I don't need clothes. We sell, literally, hands down, some of the best jerky you will ever have in your life, and it's priced accordingly because it is worth every savory bite. It is so flipping good. And the other thing is too, it is not as bad for you as a lot of the generic jerky that you're buying. It's got no MSG and no additives and stuff like that. It's not weird, okay? It's legit, high quality stuff. And we've been working with this guy on getting this stuff out for several months now, and finally ready to release, and it's almost sold out. So if you want to grab some before it sells out, hopefully it's not all sold out by the time you see this, but it was getting very close in our last video, so it could be gone, I don't know, but check the link in the description below. My personal favorites, the original and the peppered, are freaking phenomenal, but they're also flying because of that. So if you want to try those out, go for it, but they're all good, so try anything that you like that sounds good to you. Anyways, guys, thanks so much. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.